Hi, gorgeous doctor.
Hi,
How are you?
gorgeous journalist.
Gorgeous. There's a couple actually that I know that call each other gorgeous. And it's really lovely. And I was on vacation with a wife and hello, gorgeous. And he says, hello, gorgeous. And it's so cute. Like, I love it. They're just pick up the phone like that. It's a lovely thing.
Beautiful.
How are you feeling today?
Amazing.
Did a little yoga earlier?
We did a lot of yoga today.
Nice.
And before that, I did my 7.2 miles on sand.
Wow, I love it.
So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Having an Irish mother, she's always like, it always is in my mind to burn things out when you're not feeling well or you have a cold. Burn it out, Margaret Mary. Get in the sun, lift some rocks, do something. So I did that today too. I did 5 miles.
I haven't done that for a while, and I really felt this morning, I just woke up at 5 o'clock, and I feel like if I'm not going to move now, I'm going to die. Ooh. That's how it felt.
Wow.
Like almost suffocated, that the movement of my blood and the prana is not happening. It was just, once you're so used to it, and when you don't have it, it's so uncomfortable.
Well, hey, you look better than ever. You are glowing from the inside out. And I know that you had a really successful retreat in Tuscany.
Amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you're glowing. You always have that little girl glow. You always do. And, you know, it's been an interesting year for you. You've had a lot of challenges, a lot of ups and downs, and, you know, the loss of your dad and things like that going on in your life.
Yeah.
But no matter what, you always are able to maintain that very girlish and being so smart. And girlish, but you always are. And it's so lovely to see you just always glowing and better and better and better. And you're always bettering yourself and bettering others around you.
Oh, thank you.
That's what your gift is, because you really bring people with you on your journey.
Thanks.
And it's really nice. Yeah.
That Saturnia retreat was amazing. It was amazing.
Great.
So the previous one in November was good.
Mm-hmm.
This one wasn't good. It was just excellent. We had, first of all, the group was amazing. And as you know, I handpick people. We don't just take anyone. We vet them. So there were people on a certain level of the spiritual development. And we were able to create this beautiful energy. It's almost like Canadian geese when they fly. They create this air pad.
Oh, wow.
And it's easy for everyone to fly. And you can fly longer distances and last longer. It felt that way. It felt amazing.
Beautiful.
So many breakthroughs, and very interesting that this time, usually day 1, day 2, women cry. Men, sometimes they cry, sometimes they don't, but most of the time, if they start crying, they usually do it day 3, 4.
Wow.
Day 1.
They
all started and men crying is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yeah.
When, in these settings, you know, when they open up, they become vulnerable. And we're talking about the most powerful men in the world. You know, these people.
The leaders.
The leaders.
Killers.
The real leaders, the real ninjas of the world.
Yeah.
They able to be humble enough to let it go, that thirst to become better. It was very, very interesting. So for me, it was a very interesting and teaching moment as well. And healing too. We all received healing. So we all bonded, of course. Every time when we have retreats, we bond. But this time, the bondage is amazing. They're still on the WhatsApp. They have a group. You get all the...
Oh, so they stayed connected.
They still staying connected.
That's
and the most...
lovely.
Exactly, because, again, these are all business people, right? And they all come to release. These are all gladiators. Wow. That's why we call it, gladiator retreat, because we all gladiators. You're a gladiator, too. You know, you constantly fighting with your own demons. I fight with my demons. We're trying to achieve something, but at the same time, you want to grow. So how do you do that? You always get wounded, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
How do you heal those wounds? Do you shove them somewhere, or you really pluck them out and heal them?
Right.
So taking them to the place where historically gladiators and warriors of Roman Empire would go and heal themselves. That energy is still there. And bringing same type of characters now, thousands years later, 3,000 years later, nothing has changed. The soul is the same. The time is different, but that, the taking action, personality, that leadership that they all have in their souls, it's the same. But how do you heal?
That's so interesting.
Yes.
Something came to mind when you were saying that about the gladiators, because I think men have it's been a really challenging time for men, I think, in our environment.
It is a very challenging time.
And young men and then men, because they've sort of been back and forth in what they're allowed to do and what they're allowed to feel and say and think. And really, at the end of the day, we love a good gladiator. You know, I mean, as a woman, I really want a gladiator, a respectful gladiator, but I want a gladiator. And I think that sounds like a perfect message and perfect time for them to be there.
Yeah.
And be a man again. You know, and
Be
I
a
think
man
guys have
again.
not known how to be what the world really wants from them.
Yes, the light warrior, and really defend us women.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we defend them in their way and support. It's interesting, but I like to see that come back a little bit. I've noticed that. And I've noticed that even with my son. I have a 20-year-old now, and I know yours a little 22, 23?
23 and 26.
Yeah. So, you know, it's sort of like taking back, and Conrad's in a really pro-male university. So it's like he's with the guys, he's with his group, and he's having such a great time. And that's what he says all the time. I found my group. I found my guys. Yeah, that's nice. So what did you start? How did you find the first day went? And why do you think that they opened up immediately?
Well, first of all, when we build those retreats, I always look at the energies in astrology as well.
So did you have their chart? Did you have their charts before?
No. I just look at the general, where the Mars is and where the Saturn is. And Mars was actually retrograde for a long time. And Mars is something that rules warriors, right? Gladiators, warriors, ninjas. And when it's retrograde, and it was in the signs, certain signs that Mars doesn't feel comfortable, you know, it's not only for men, but for masculine energy, it was really affecting them, you know? Even us, like women, no matter who you are, you know, you're gender-wise, but if you're someone who is trying to achieve something, you know, deals or whatever it is, Mars is the energy that help you to take action. And imagine if that warrior was not in a good position. It wasn't comfortable. So you had to battle that in the past 6 to 8 months. We went through that energy, and finally it went direct. It's like a relief. So it's like a warrior that went through horrendous battle, wounded, bleeding, but victorious, but cannot even get up. That's how we all felt with the masculine. Collectively, we're talking.
Okay. Wow.
So now bringing these guys who have such a stamina, you know, such a beautiful masculine energy, wounded, bringing them to the place and heal and wash their wounds, spiritually speaking, with the breath work, with the Kundalini yoga, which is specifically designed to heal specific areas, energy points in our body, with the breath work specifically designed for that, to remove all the negative programs from your subconscious. And then immerse yourself into the water, that beautiful water, sulfur, hot springs of Saturnia, which is billions of years old, 400 million years old. Really? That place is.
Jeez.
The volcanic activities happen there, and it's still there. The volcano is still there. So the water that we're in Saturnia is actually clear waters that being heated with the volcano underneath.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yes. So bringing them in the place where all these minerals and I'm not talking only men, anybody, any human being who goes there, they experience that. But then you also harness that energy and you bring exercises that were developed thousands of years ago. And altogether, it just opens you up. And you're no longer holding it, because all we do is just, not only for men, women as well, men up, push it through, just like you said, your mother, just go. You're sick? You just ran how many miles today?
5.
Exactly. You didn't feel good, but you just got up and you went. That's the warrior inside you.
Yeah.
You see?
Survivor. Yeah.
Survivor. But how long you're going to be doing this? How long you've been doing this? All your life. That's your personality.
Yeah.
But then you have to have places, times where you go and heal.
You do.
You must.
You must, right? Rest.
Yes.
Rest.
And when it happens, it just comes out sometimes in the form of tears.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. That's beautiful, though. It's beautiful to cry.
And then, men cried, and then women cried, because it's an honor to watch men to be vulnerable in front of us. It is an honor.
Wow.
You see?
Yeah. I heard something interesting today, that you don't cry if you're over loved, like if you're heartbroken. and that person doesn't make you cry anymore, then you're over it. Like, that's really interesting.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
those
That's
tears,
true.
are
Because
almost
you care.
self-reflective because you care.
You care.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was in this situation and I didn't cry, and I was like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good. So I'm kind of moved on from that.
You over.
Yeah. But when you're crying for yourself, it's even more beautiful because it sounds like these were people not crying for themselves, but emotional with that quietness
Washing
and that
the
healing,
pain.
washing the pain.
And the wounds that you have in your soul, washing it, purging it, and cleaning it with your, with the laughter. We had a lot of laughter and the crying. Yes.
Wow. In a safe environment.
Very safe, very private. And this is how you bond. And that's why they became like very, very close.
How many people were there in total?
25. We always keep small.
25. That's an amazing group.
Always small. I don't want to do anything bigger than that because I try to keep very, very private, intimate, safe.
Yeah.
So you would go and heal without looking over your shoulders.
It's important. Yeah. I've been on some retreats sometimes, and, some of the things that come out in the yoga room or the sessions when people are expressing themselves, it's almost a lot. It's a lot to go through that with people. So it sounds like this group was really respectful and of each other. That's really important. It's like casting the perfect film also when you're bringing a group like that together.
When we film, we never show faces unless the person is okay. And whatever we post, we never post on social media. We post only certain people who are okay to do that, but we create films.
Yeah, it's almost more powerful not to, I think.
Yes.
It's hard.
And we have a platform specifically for that group. So the group that was in November has their own platform and their own videos, and the group in March have their own videos. So they do not have access to each other's. That's how we separate them.
Oh, really?
It's very, very private, yes. But it's always good to go back and watch because it brings you back to memories and motivates you. Wow. And then after that, we always do 6 weeks challenge of certain exercise, so which is finishing up soon, next week. And that also on Zoom, we just in recording, we do that. And we have people from all over the world. This time we had Europe, we had Asia, we had United States, Canada. It's a very international group. We're getting more international now.
That's fantastic.
Which is amazing, yeah.
This sounds like right up your alley. It sounds like a beautiful direction that you're taking your path in.
Yes. But it's also part of the healing, the program that we have. You cannot just go and take vitamins. All of us, we call ourselves holistic doctors. But what's holistic means? Yeah. Holistic means physical, emotional, and spiritual. These are 3 aspects of your being need to be addressed. Yeah. You can't just start taking vitamins or prescribing vitamins and call yourself holistic. You're not really holistic. You're just a vitamin prescriber.
Exactly.
See?
Yeah.
So
it's a big difference.
Yep.
Interesting. Because I was thinking about that, the organs, like working on each organ in the body supposedly holds a certain emotion also.
Oh, absolutely.
So it sounds like you're kind of purging, you're doing it rather than filling somebody immediately. They're purging through tears, right? Through emotional outlets and whatever it be. And then you start to put things back. It sounds like very gentle. Also.
So the way my program works is you sign up for that. And first we have to assess you. We have to see what you consist of. I need to see your microbiome, of course. I need to see your DNA, what you build on, and what is your programming like. What are your weakest point and what are your strongest point? Some people can get up and when they're sick and just push through it and they still produce dopamine. And some people don't have that.
No.
And if they keep pushing, they're going to end up with Parkinson's.
Ooh.
You see? Or some other diseases, neurological diseases. So you have to see which genetics you're having and using epigenetics to amplify or suppress production of certain proteins so you wouldn't have the consequence. Everything that we have today, all the diseases, it's a result of this genome expression. We all have these genes, 25,000 genes we carry. And if carnivore diet is good for me and fat is good for me, it doesn't mean that it's good for you.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
Me, someone with my genes, for example, I must eat liver. I have to.
Oh.
Because I'm
iron.
Glutathione.
Glutathione.
Yep. Yes.
Interesting. What was it you were telling me the other day that makes your own glutathione?
Your liver.
your liver makes your glutathione.
Yeah.
God, that's so interesting. Because, it's funny, my mom, I gave her glutathione, and she said, after all the things that I gave her, and she's so cute because she's always trying to, minimize the use. I'm like, Mom, there's more where that came from. Just suck the tube down, And it's the one thing that really makes her feel different than anything she gets. Actually, she said she feels physical. And she used to be very physical before the stroke. She built stone walls and, did that. That's very interesting.
She might carry that gene that
she
requires.
Might carry that gene,
yeah.
So then I'll really.
That's why this genomic is important. So we check your microbiome, we check your genes. Besides the fact that we check your nutritional deficiencies and hormones and everything else, I have a coach, longevity coach, that works one-on-one with each patient. And so here we are, we addressing your physical, right? And then besides physical, we also address your emotional. So everything is connected. Like you said, emotions could be stored in your different organs.
Yeah.
It's true.
Lungs are grief, right?
Yes.
Because I remember I was having an issue breathing, and I told you that I got into the pool, and my friend that was a swimmer taught me how to breathe again. And I'm a runner.
Yep.
But I forgot how to breathe.
Yep.
And slowly but surely I was like, for sure, I'll die, whatever. I'll just, pass away one day of that. And it definitely was really accurate. I felt it. And then anger is held certain places. So it's really important to study that too.
Yeah, fear is your colon. That's why when you go through stress, especially if you're experiencing fear, your stool becomes dry, pebbly.
Yeah.
You pass pebbles instead of having nice form of stool because of that. And in Ayurveda, they just go by elements.
Yeah.
Here, we trying to come up with something uniform because traditional medicine is not working anymore. We see it. Oh, you have a disease. This is the lab. This is medication. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Why is that? Why the same blood pressure medication works only in 75, 80% of cases, or maybe 90% of cases? Why some people have side effects and some people don't have side effects on certain medications? It's all genetics. It's all epigenetics. It's good to know that.
How much are you studying? Because it's really interesting. I mean, with all full confidence, I always refer you because you're just constantly learning and you're so open to Eastern and Western. But that's
the more I study, the more I realize that I don't know anything because it's such a vast knowledge. It's so much information, and we digging out more and more and more. It's impossible to know everything. It's just simply impossible.
Yeah.
So that's why I take it as if information comes to me, I will read it. I probably will need that information. And that's how I accept that. I don't do research.
It comes to you.
It comes to me.
So it's empathetic based, sort of that feeling, that calling it in, like that telepathy.
Well, it's a magnetic field. Like when you practice this yoga, this specific energy activation exercises that I practice and I teach in my retreats, you become your magnetic field becomes stronger. You become just a walking magnet. We are walking magnets, by the way.
Yeah.
But what are you attracting?
I know.
You could be going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
But if you're full of anger and grief or whatever it is, all you're attracting is similar situations.
Yeah, it's true. Chaos.
But chaos and feelings and emotions. But if you are someone who is cleansing it on a daily basis, we're never going to be clean. When I say clean, I'm talking about all these negative emotions. You need them. These are your guidance system. Like if you're feeling guilt, something to work on. You don't have to go and analyze where is it coming from, who gave it to me, who cares?
Right.
It really doesn't matter. You realize you have it. What are you going to do with that?
Right.
And this is the exercise. You just start practicing these breath work and doing these exercises, and then you feel good. And you become this, the more and longer you exercise, that magnetic field becomes stronger and stronger, and then it just comes to you. There is one session that right now we're finishing up, but it's a meditation, the sound meditation. When you pronounce the sounds, you sing the sound, and basically, it's a king of all meditations, they call it. And if you do that for 3 months, 62 minutes every day, you will develop abilities. You don't have to read any book, they say. We will develop abilities to download information from the space. There are specific meditations for that. You just have to do it. You see?
62 minutes a day for 3 months. What's that study called?
It's a mantra. It's a mantra that you sing specific song, like sound You pronounce the specific words and letters with the breath.
Oh, wow.
With a combination of the breath and the body posture and the gaze all together, you become that instrument, that tool that opens up your Merkaba, your magnetic field, your auric field. In Kabbalah, they call it Merkaba, which is Star of David.
Oh, okay.
It's all the same. All the religions, all the ancient traditions, they all talk about the same. Us, human body, what we consist of. So by doing these breath works and exercises, you're just opening it and you're making it flow.
Nice. How often do you do this? How do you cleanse yourself after sessions and after a particularly difficult work week? Because as a doctor, you hear
have to have at least 15 minutes a day.
15?
Minimum 15 minutes a day.
Do you do it in the morning, midday?
It's always better to start in the morning.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
That's minimum.
I've always wondered how it must be very challenging to sort of like just keep moving forward too, because as a doctor, obviously you hear terrible things. There's people that you adore and love that, go on, right? Or that there's situations like how you filter that as a human, and as a doctor.
Yeah, it's tough if you're really going to start becoming empathetic. But at the same time, you have to share the space with the person and give them love. So you have to learn how to become that. You know how Jesus said, in the world, but not of the world?
Yes, that's a good one. My mom used that one.
You're there, but you're holding the space.
I do that socially.
Yep.
I do that socially a lot because I do socialize quite a bit, and with some of the jobs that I'm doing now, I find myself there, but in a different capacity, and I try to keep another little area in the offshoot there, safety.
Yeah, and another technique I use, I take a lot from Jesus, although I'm not Christian, but I love studying, Christianity because I feel like Torah is amazing. It's the basis of all. Kabbalah is absolutely immense. But I think Christianity is more modern, so it gives like more explanation, but they all talk about the same thing. So when you came to Jesus dripping your illness, he didn't see you in illness. He saw you in wellness. You see, so when I sit with the patient who is absolutely miserable, I see them healed.
You see them in the light.
Only.
Interesting.
Yes, I listen to your symptoms. I know you're sick. I know you're in pain, but I see you over here.
That's such a great gift.
And it helps me not to get involved in that darkness, but stay here, and I'm calling you.
Yeah.
I'm not coming for you. I'm calling you. That's the real healing.
Interesting.
Not only in medicine, in general.
In general, yeah.
Because so many healers is just give, give, give.
Yeah, I've been in a few situations or retreats, and when at the ashram once, and we completed the 7 days, and there was one particular person there that no matter what happened, it was going to be a negative story, and the food was this, and it was so funny, and we all laughed, and we all were in the car, and she started again on the way to the airport car, and we just laughed, and it was so lighthearted because it's like, hey, 6 of us are good. She didn't make it. She didn't make it to the other side, and there are those people, right? So
of course,
you just have to stay and not get so. I've always wondered that because it must be challenging. Mike talked to my priest about that, Father Flanagan, who has a beautiful soul and he's so helpful. But every day after Mass, people come, can you pray for me? Can you do this? And then there's stories and it comes and it's like, as a human, I wonder how he, we chatted about it, like how he gets through the day because it's hard when your job is done and then it's never done, right? Because if you are a healer and you're in this industry, it's just constant bombardment. So you protect yourself. Did you teach your people how to do that
you walk away with tools, with a bunch of tools in a video forum, you practice them, and we're all busy people. Yeah. And my retreats are for busy leaders who don't have time.
Out of the 25 people, how many people do you think are going to continue on that path and follow that wellness?
I know that some of them returned, so that's good.
Nice.
And I would say maybe at least 50%, I'm sure, will continue.
That's great. That's good. Some of them, that's doing so many good things for the planet, too.
Yes, yes. Some of them are probably, at least they aware these tools exist. They may not continue, but they know it exists.
Yeah.
But I give tips.
It may get them another time.
Yes,
right?
But I give those tips. You're sitting at the boardroom and someone is really pushing your buttons. What do you do?
What do you do?
You just get up and say, excuse me, you go to the bathroom, and you 2 minutes of breath work that I teach you how to do it. And you do that, you come back, you're in complete control now. You're in complete control with your magnetic field. And when you're in control,
leaving the space.
Leave the space, bring your frequency back.
Okay.
Enter the same space with different frequency.
Interesting. I like that.
That's it.
Remember the tennis player that took too long in the bathroom and they came back and won?
That's probably what he did.
Probably something to that. There was
absolutely
a controversy over that.
Yes, yesterday we were sitting at the dinner and people with Kabbalah, which I respect, but they were talking about some periods. And according to the reading, they said that from now till June 3rd, you must not sign any contracts, important papers. Happy birthday on June 3rd. And so basically, and just passing the message, don't sign anything, don't sign anything, don't sign anything, don't sign. And I said, what happened to you create your own reality? Because that's what they preach.
Power, yeah.
So
interesting.
The reason why we're giving this information is not to sign anything. If it is important and you have to sign, you just have to be more diligent about your state of being when you're signing it.
Do you like the terms?
And how you feel. How you feel emotionally at the time when you're signing it. Did you just, cussed out someone on the highway because they cut you off, or you're coming in and you sign the paper? It's one state of being. Or did you just have your nice meditation and you're feeling great and now you're focused and you're reading it, every term and everything, and you're signing it? Because if astrology is good, if periods are great, but your vibration is low, you're still going to get a bad contract, bad outcome.
Yeah.
It's not what is happening around you. It is what are you doing with your being.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you about something too, more because we were talking about well-being, the physical and the outer appearance also, and the inner appearance. Different topic, but how are you feeling about all of these sort of peptides and medicines that are being used now for weight loss in particular? I know that they're so popular and they're being used apparently by what seems like half the population, or at least in my social group. I was with a girlfriend yesterday who was dramatically different, and I was happy for her, like seriously happy for her, because it's a huge, to get 25 pounds off of your body if you need to. It's wonderful. How do you feel about that? Some of these Mounjaro, semaglutide, Ozempic, all these trizepatide, I think is another one.
Trizepatide, yeah.
What is your philosophy on
Well, first of all, peptides. When we call ourselves natural doctors and we're using peptides, by definition, it's not really natural,
right?
Because peptides are synthetic.
It's created in a lab.
Yeah, just
anything in a lab would.
Let's make it clear for all of us. But do I use them in my protocols? Yes, I do.
Okay.
And there are different peptides. So peptides are basically a small portion of the molecule of the protein that it could go and penetrate into specific portion of the cell and become a messenger and create certain effect on the body. That's why they're so effective. We need them. We need peptides. We make peptides in our body as well.
Okay.
So speaking of these GLP-1 receptor peptides, Ozempic, Mounjaro, and so forth.
That's GLP-1.
GLP-1, yes,
okay.
Yes, GLP-1s that everybody loves. They peptides. What else is the peptide? Insulin is a peptide as well. Glucagon is a peptide as well. So in your body, you have insulin that brings your sugar down, and glucagon brings the sugar up. You need both of them. Because if you're not going to have glucagon, you're going to die from hypoglycemic coma. You need that.
Wow.
And if you're not going to have insulin, you're going to die from hyperglycemic coma. So this balance is important. In a healthy body, this balance has to stay. And by checking your certain parameters, we say, okay, this balance is disrupted. Your metabolic state is not as healthy. And that's how people define your age, by checking certain metabolic factors.
Yes.
Yes. Hemoglobin A1C is one of them.
Okay.
So long story short, what happens? So glucagon, GLP it's glucagon-like peptides.
Okay.
That's what it stands for. So they act like glucagon, but they don't bring sugar up. So they sit on the receptors. We have antennas on the surface of the cell. And if you put this antenna is specific for a specific peptides, okay? Whether you're going to put glucagon or whether you put a GLP-1, which is glucagon-like peptide, it will give the same effect, which is it will think that it received glucose, but it didn't. And by doing so, the glucose levels go down. So that's why it's so effective in diabetes.
Okay.
Diabetes type 2, not type 1.
Right.
Okay. So it is important to have these medications, but these are medications. It is important also when you have this, status of overweight and you need to lose weight. Like if I would be 25 pounds higher, like heavier, I probably wouldn't be as confident.
Sure.
I probably would feel more depressed or something.
Right.
Because I remember when I was almost 200 pounds, I did not feel good emotionally.
That's hard to believe.
I did not feel good. So I know the pain. So now we're talking about mental health and motivation. So, okay, we can use that. But then if you look at what we're getting now as a complication-wise, like what is happening now after using for such a long period, not a long, but a longer, like 5 years we're using it now. And we seeing thyroid cancer, okay? We seeing gastric paresis. We seeing muscle dystrophies. Muscle dystrophies not only in the body muscle, but on the facial muscle. That's why facial features change. So you're losing facial muscles, and you're losing also facial fat that gives you a youthful look.
And so they're calling it like zombie face, right?
And that's why they look, that's why they look different.
So it actually does that. That's what this medication is doing.
Yes. Okay. But it does it if you use it for a longer period of time. So people start taking this. Imagine if I tried to lose weight for many years and it didn't work. And then finally I found something and it's working. It's a miracle and I'm loving it and I lost weight. Now I'm scared to stop because also I go out. I want to eat something. Yeah. And I know if I eat something, sugar, cakes, or whatever, dessert, whatever I'm not supposed to eat because my doctor said you're supposed to be on low glycemic diet, it's easy for me to cheat because this thing is helping me. But then, honestly, I think, that's my opinion, only because your sugar glucose monitoring is not showing that it's elevated, doesn't mean that you are eating, like you're not damaging your body.
Right.
Because that glucose has to go somewhere. And it ends up in yes, you remove it, but it's like oxidative stress that goes into your system and creates inflammation in your cells on the cellular level. And what's inflammation? Inflammaging.
It's terrible.
It speeds up your aging. So now you're not paying attention.
Right.
You're eating crap. You look good for now, but you're losing your muscle. And another thing, very interesting fact, muscle, if you lose muscle, if you're 65 and you lose your muscle, you die.
Of course you do.
Muscle is the most important organ system in your body. Okay? So you might look good now, but the longevity-wise and effect on your body is not good. So what do? Now you're in between the rock and a hard place because your parameters are low, your cholesterol is down, hemoglobin A1C is down, everything looks good, you lost weight. So what do you do now? If you're going to stop, you're going to start gaining. Well, you're going to have to start using GLP-like vitamins.
Right.
There are vitamins and herbs that mimic the GLP-1s.
Interesting.
And instead of starving your body, because that's what GLPs do, you're nourishing your body.
Well.
Because you naturally produce GLP in your body. And then you have certain foods and certain vitamins, and that's what the part of my protocol that stimulates your natural GLP-1s.
So would you put a patient on it for less than a year and then transition them into the vitamins?
Yes.
That can create their own GP.
Initially, I don't. If you come to me and your parameters are so bad and you said, I tried everything, no diets work, I will do it. Why? Because emotionally you feel better. I will have to give you some motivation. You need to see results. And it's going to speed up the process. Yes. And I try to keep you on it probably for a shorter period of time.
Okay.
Now, if you look at GLP-1s, Ozempic and others, there are 3 generations. Okay. I'm just going to simplify it. Let's say Ozempic is generation 1. Okay. We know the effect of it and so forth. Now, the second generation is like a tirzepatide. It's much faster and more active than Ozempic. So the weight loss on Ozempic, if you imagine Ozempic and tirzepatide is much faster and more. Like within a shorter period of time, you lose more weight. Okay? Uh-huh. And then the third generation is even faster.
Wow.
So you try to be on the third generation, which is not FDA approved yet, but a lot of labs creating it, retatrutide, and it is still being studied and will be approved probably in 2026. By August 2026, the study will be presented to FDA, and so far showing amazing results, much faster. So I always give analogy: if Ozempic is Toyota, if tirzepatide probably BMW or Mercedes. The retatrutide is Bugatti or Ferrari, one of those categories.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's a really great analogy.
So you rather be on something short, like that gives you good results.
And
quick results, good results in a quicker period of time, less damage on your body, less muscle loss. And while you're on it, be on GLP-like natural supplementation. And then stop it on month 3 or 4.
Wean off of it.
And slowly wean off. And maybe use it first, not instead of using once a week, use it maybe once a month. And then once in a while. Because now you're on naturals. Naturals take time.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 months sometimes. So while it's kicking in, you do that. Again, this is not my first line of defense. I usually start with natural.
Okay.
But for those who need rapid results, for certain reasons, I can start with that too.
Amazing.
You basically pick your poison because it is poison. It actually comes from poison of reptilians.
No.
Read about it, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So Ozempic, tirzepatide.
Retatrutide.
Retatrutide.
Yes.
That's a tongue twister. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so the one thing that was interesting is that I think people that had suffered from addictions and alcoholism and things like that found that they were decreasing their use, and that really is because they lose the desire for it, right? Is it how is that affected, or is it that you can't? Because I also had a friend say that they got sick when they would eat sugary things.
Yeah.
And wine is sugar.
Or wine, yes, or any alcohol. They just get very sick and they just stop eating it because now you have this loop in your brain that, saying don't eat. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I noticed there's a lot of body. I do have a funny girlfriend, though, who I mentioned at dinner one night, 1,000 North, and she was eating her half a steak and her salad and da-da-da. And I said, are you a little concerned about what, they're saying about this? And she said, I'm on the donor list. I don't care. I'm never being fat again. And it was really funny. But there's the power in that, right? But it's also, I wonder what the study of Europeans using this over Americans. Is it available as widely
not
in
yet.
Europe?
Well, as far as I know, not yet. But it's a
Because,
good idea. I have to look it up.
They really have such a healthier way of eating, and their mentality is not on the go, on the run. And I think Americans feel the minute you deprive them of something, it's like a disaster. I can't eat that. The priest even says that at Lent, when you're giving up something for Lent, the 40 days, don't talk about it. I can't eat the cake. And then all of a sudden your chocolate cake is everywhere, like you shouldn't eat the cake anyway. It's not great for you. But I would imagine that Europe would be taking advantage of it less because I think the diet's a little cleaner. They're not as obsessed by things.
The food is cleaner.
The food
itself, the food produced is cleaner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't think that they use the peptides as much there. I know my girlfriend that lives in Monaco said it was not as easy to get things there. I don't even know if the bioidenticals are that easy there. It's not. It's a little bit of a circuitous path to find the provider. Mm-hmm. But that's interesting. Yeah. So your philosophy on is you try the natural. If that doesn't work, if that doesn't budge, and if somebody's really unhealthy, like I'm sure it's got to be life-saving for some diabetics,
absolutely.
Right? So the medication was, it would be like taking heart medication if you didn't need heart medication, right?
Or even the person with a heart disease.
Yeah.
If they're obese.
Yeah.
Or they have high blood pressure, you want to eliminate that risk of heart attacks and,
so it's weighing
strokes. It's choosing your poison. It's
choosing your poison.
Choose your poison, but it has to be.
Look into that.
It has to be a shorter period of time. With a short period of time, yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But then for the girlfriend who eats half a steak, once she gets off that thing, she can eat the whole steak, and she's not just steak.
Yeah.
And she's not going to gain weight.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So you can't have the wine and the chocolate cake and the da-da-da.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, no.
But the thing is, once you stop, the craving come back. People don't take it, and I mean, people on Ozempic or any other GLPs, they don't have cravings. They feel fine. They don't drink, eat anything sugary. But then once they stop, the craving starts to come back. So what do you do with that? That's why while you're on it, for a couple of months, you have to be on GLP-like natural vitamins.
Okay.
So when you come off, the craving is either less or none.
That's incredible. And is all of this information available on your site also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I love it.
When you go on my shop, on my website, there's a shop and we sell it there, but it's always better, of course, to talk to us because everybody's different. There's no one cookie cutter. Remember, I look at your genes first.
Yeah.
And then I look at your poop. So genes, poop, nervous system, all of it together.
Wow.
And that's why there's no one cookie cutter. You can't just take the same thing that, Joe is taking somewhere.
We talked about the peptide, the GHQ for the skin, because I just had a laser peel and I was thinking, oh gosh, I need to
let me tell you something about GHQ.
A little bit.
It's my favorite.
Okay.
So first time I came across with GHQ in a cream form was many years ago when I did my photofacial with laser. And they gave me that cream, and I remember how quickly it healed. So this is the first time I'm like, ooh, this is so good. Then at the time it was just for skin tightening, the collagen production, and so forth. But then one of my patients, I used to do a lot of mesotherapy at some point. She received GHQ in the form of mesotherapy, which hurts so bad. But her gray hair started going down. Like she started turning color, reversing her gray hair.
Wow.
And when I looked it up, it's a copper part of GHQ.
Yeah, that's the blue because it's in the cream.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
The copper part actually can reverse your color. Of course, it depends how much of a gray you have. But, if you have just a tiny bit here and there, you will reverse it within a month. But if you have a lot of gray hair, then it may take a year or so.
That's incredible.
Yes.
And is this injectable?
There are different forms.
Okay.
You can get it in the cream form, you can get it in the injectable form, and you can get it in the oral form. Me personally, I kind of did not trust oral peptides. Me being from Russia, and they came up with the peptide ideas, the KGBs.
That's right.
So it was supposed to be only injectables. Until I found out there is an institute in Russia that actually developed oral peptides, but you have to take them longer.
Okay, but that's normal. Anything you do orally. Right?
Yes, up to a year.
Okay.
Up to a year.
So up to a year with maybe nothing happening or nothing that you can visibly see, but something's happening.
Maybe 6 months, nothing happening, but then you're going to start seeing it. So it takes longer time. But again, I'm not saying that all oral peptides are made this way. It all depends on the factory, depends on the
Are these
the
available for
manufacturers.
you, or do you have the access to this, or are you working on that?
Well, I do have access to American-made peptides.
Okay.
And the one that speaking of the GHQ, is the one that I really trust because I'm not supposed to say that, but I didn't put sunblock on my face and we went on the beach. I did have my sunblock. It was in my purse. And I said, the water was so beautiful. I said, I'm just going to jump in the water, come out, and then put the sunblock. We jump in the water, but water was so delicious.
Yeah.
I spent the whole hour there and I burned my face.
Oh my God.
And it was so bad. The face was red, like this color.
Did this happen recently?
Yeah. I took that GHK oral peptide. Next morning, nothing happened.
No.
It looked like it was nothing.
Really?
And it does have very powerful anti-inflammatory effect. Again, it depends which company you're using. But the compound itself is very, very potent.
Yeah. I had the compounded cream also after a laser, and it was so soothing. It felt great. I kept it in the refrigerator, and it was good. And I used that also with the amniotic fluid, with the exosomes, the little copper peptide after the microneedling, and it seems to go in there. There's something. So the copper is also the magic component in there.
Copper is amazing, yes.
Okay.
Overdoing copper is bad, so you have to be careful with that.
Right.
But having copper is amazing. Plus, all these trace nutrients, trace minerals that we have today, um, that we know in nature, human body is kind of deficient in many of them.
Yeah.
So having trace minerals, it's very important.
And even, what is it, like cooking, the wrought iron pan. People are bringing back the wrought iron pan.
Yep.
But we all have these beautiful stovetops,
Yes,
right? We've got these stovetops that don't allow those pans or the induction, and all these state-of-the-art kitchens. But it's so funny. And I said,
I use it.
I can't.
Cast iron.
I've got to get like a regular little fire thing.
Like a real cast iron.
I grew up with that. My mom used to cook the liver and the chicken. I mean, we ate every part of the chicken there was.
Good.
And we would all fight for the wishbone, dry them out. And I still do that. I dry them in the window. And the livers. And it was so delicious. A little salt and pepper. Oh my God. So good.
Yeah.
So we're lacking that with all of the apparent modern safety measures being put into our homes too, I think. So some of those little things that we would get.
Everything. Soil is depleted. Things that we use in household, we remove that.
Yeah.
The water is being so filtered and removed. It's just like so many factors.
Yeah.
But you're not going to filter the water because you're also removing parasites and bacteria.
Right. But there's a lot of chlorine in that water.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I started this water. This water is delicious, by the way. What are we drinking today?
This is super water made by Nirvana, and I started drinking it. It's a very interesting fact.
Nirvana, is that from the Adirondacks or the...
Yes.
Yeah, so because I know about that water. I know because I worked with a water company.
Oh, yeah?
Called Next Level. And it was Niagara. It's literally that's one of the greatest
from
areas.
That, aquifer. Okay. Yes, it's coming from there. And they put HMB, which is a very important factor to metabolize your muscle and for muscle metabolism and muscle growth. A lot of athletes use this. It's not very well known, and they smell very small batches in GNC.
I've never seen it before, and
in GNC, you really have to ask.
Oh.
And you have to dig for it. And every time when I go, I buy last boxes because they don't bring that much. It's almost like experimental thing. But HMB itself, the secret ingredient here is HMB.
HMB. Okay.
Yes, so
well, that's good to know. Because that's, trying to get away from some of the immediate, on the golf course, and you'll just reach for it. But I very rarely reach for Gatorade. I mean, I'd have to be really, really thirsty if I drank it. I just don't. I don't know, once you know something about a product too, it's not to say anything bad, but it's just more or less like it's just not as healthy as some of the other drinks, maybe.
Well, first of all, I always check to see if it spikes your sugar.
Okay.
And it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Oh, because you still have that?
Yes. Well, I don't have it on me right now, but
again?
A glucose monitoring system.
Glucose monitor.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Continuous glucose monitoring system. So that's number one. So it doesn't spike. Number two, I read some studies and I spoke to a doctor, veterinarian actually, who did some studies on horses. And
I like that.
He told me that just sipping on it is actually not good. Like if you really want to get good muscle boosting effect from HMB, and it's not only muscle boosting, it's autoimmune. If you have any autoimmune problems, it's anti-inflammatory. It's really showing good results against Alzheimer right now, lupus. So all these studies are being in progress right now.
Oh, cool.
So we're probably going to see results soon. But speaking of this, of the horses, he just pours that into horses, like through the tube. He feeds them, and then they run longer, they stronger, they basically, they feel good.
Oh, I've got to ask my trainers about that to see if Meadowvale's doing that.
So I started doing that.
You did yourself.
I started doing that, and the way I do it, I just chug two, boom, 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 two, and then I go and exercise. And one day I realized, when you start running or jumping on trampoline, you go like, okay, how much time do we have? Like I keep looking. Sometimes you just have to go through that phase.
Yeah.
The initial, your body goes like, I'm tired, I'm this and that, and you just keep pushing.
Sometimes 90 seconds seems like an hour. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm talking about initial when the body's like, do we have to do this?
Yeah.
So I'm talking about this period. Everybody goes through it. I didn't have it.
You bypassed it.
I started running, and then like 15 minutes into workout, I'm like, oh, my body's not whining.
I'm going to have to listen to this podcast to remember all of this stuff, or it might be like
it's just my personal experiment. Okay, I'm not selling this. It's not on my website. Maybe I should start selling it.
I mean, I'm a consultant for brands, right? So I think why people trust me is that they know that I try everything before and I really try it.
Maybe I should start selling it.
You should if it's working. And I mean, the way that you're breaking it down, it's such a healthy drink. And I find that just drinking water on its own doesn't satiate me anymore. I just sort of like the flavor sometimes. Growing up, we used to boil water. My mom from Ireland again, like, they had all these tricks in the trade. And then I spent quite a bit of time in Mexico. So water for me is always, I've been always very careful. And I have the Halstein water in the house. I have every little water that you can imagine. Thersage, I put it through. So I'm always having a good time. It's like, what water do you want? You can pretty much get everything. But I always kind of get behind and I really obviously use it, and I wouldn't want to recommend it. And I think that's also what people trust when they ask me, where do you go? What do you do? And how do you feel about that? So
yeah. So like I said, I started using it since January, and I'm loving it. And it also works on the collagen production. So it's good for the skin as well.
Nice. Well, we all need it. I think we all need it much more.
What I see in the medical field where you can use it in people who go through trauma, who spend a long time in bed, the muscle atrophy, okay, or elderly people. Yeah. To keep their muscle
it's longevity. Topic, but my mom was getting these urinary tract infections, and I kept telling her, because she's, she was so active, and with the stroke, it's like she holds off on drinking water. And it's one of the reminders that we all have to remind our grandparents, our parents, any elders that we know, that it's one of the leading cause of death is the urinary tract. So it's just really important to constantly keep that, you would call it chi, right? Yeah. To just keep that moving and flowing. And it was so interesting because the last time I picked up mentally, she was a little scattered, and that's also one of the signs. Sure enough, she had it.
They become confused.
It's just, I'm constantly pushing the fluids, and with a little bit of electrolytes too, because that way it really gets absorbed.
Well, as a gynecologist, the way we prevent UTIs for any menopausal woman, regardless of the age, we say use estrogen, vaginal estrogen suppositories. Okay. I stopped recommending estrogen suppositories for sexually active women, and I'll tell you why. Oh. So I don't know how sexually active your mother is. If she's
Jesus is my mother's boyfriend. Okay, Jesus has been my mom's boyfriend for 40 years.
In that case, she can use estrogen vaginally. But using estrogen, imagine you're putting estrogen in your vagina, and then you're having sex with your partner. What are we doing? And we say, where's the man go? But
that's so
what happened to testosterone? Why testosterone is going down? Why are they turning into pussies? Excuse my language.
Yeah, but a lot of them are natural pussies anyways, let's be real.
But I know, but
yeah,
as they age, the plastics and everything that is, the testosterone, driving testosterone down. And on top of that, you're feeding them estrogen on top of that. That's not cool.
Oh, and
that's why I use different.
Bioidenticals rubbing off. I've heard that too.
Absolutely.
Bioidenticals are rubbing off.
Absolutely. So that's why I use different type of hormones vaginally, and it's DHEA, hormone of youth. Oh. Okay. So first of all, it works wonders on vaginas. Second, it really helps with not only lubrication but in sex, with the sensitivity and so forth.
Pleasure zones,
and so we become more sensitive. It rejuvenates vaginal walls. Okay. It prevents urinary tract infections.
So important.
Yes. It keeps your vaginal wall nice and toned, you see? And at the same time, it also helps with libido in some cases.
Oh, that's great.
So sex is more enjoyable. But you're also giving it to your man, which is also good for him.
Okay, and that's, what is that called?
It's a DHEA.
DHEA. Oh, DHEA.
It's a simple DHEA.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
So making suppositories.
I take that.
Orally, yes. Orally. But imagine having suppositories and putting it in there.
There we go, baby.
That's what I'm talking about, you see?
Okay.
So
let's
now.
Go to town. I got my DHEA.
Exactly.
And my mom can use the regular suppositories for her and Jesus.
Yeah, between her and Jesus, yes. So for sexually active menopausal women, this is what I recommend.
Nice.
not
That's
estrogen.
so important. That's really like
Very
mind-blowing, right?
Yes.
Because we are, and we're talking about that. You know, I called my son the other day and I said, please stop wearing this underwear. It's a brand. It's a very popular brand. And they have the plastics, or what are you calling them now?
Microplastics.
Microplastics. And you're thinking about it. And we do have quite a few friends, and I'm sure as a doctor you see it all the time, that are suffering from low testosterone, but it seems to be a little bit of an
But what
issue.
happens if the low testosterone happens to a man? It's, a relationship suffers from that as
Sure.
well. You see, now
the mood, the gladiator
the
is no longer the
gladiator
gladiator.
starts growing tits.
The gladiator, ooh.
Yeah, they
Not
start having
attractive.
muscle. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And they start acting differently.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard. Now it affects your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You see, this hormone replacement therapy, I'm not against it. I do have patients on hormone replacement. I put them on hormone replacement, but you have to use it right, just like with GLP-1s.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use it.
I need to come in for an assessment, I think. I think I need to come in. You know, sometimes you're giving so much advice and you know what to do, but you're not doing it yourself. I think I need to have my little overhaul soon. Get overhauled on all of that. But I like that they're taking things internally. So with the GOP1s, there is another answer. With a hormone replacement, there is another answer.
Yep.
And it may not be the immediate gratification that people want, which is very instantaneous, which is more of an American mentality, I always find, right? Instead of piano, and then, sailing off into the sunset, it's sort of like immediate.
Yeah, drive-through mentality.
Yeah, drive-through mentality. Exactly. That's it. So that's good. There's some really good things. I like what we discussed today. This is great. These are things that you can really go home with and utilize.
Yeah.
So when is your next retreat?
November, but in between we're gonna go to Saturnia.
Okay.
But in between we might go to either Turkey, we haven't decided yet, either Turkey or Malta.
Oh yes, Malta. I'd love for you to tell me about that, but I'll go on the next one. I have a wedding to go to the end of September in Marbella. Claire's off in college, so I'm free to go.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
and then we should
time.
do something in Caribbean as well.
In the Caribbean.
Somewhere, yeah. But it's going to be probably winter time.
Yeah. What about Portugal? Have you looked into Portugal? You want to go to spiritual sites, though. You're really looking for
criteria. It has to be spiritual, meaning that it has to carry energy.
Okay.
The place has to carry some energy, so it has to have a story, history, just like Saturnia as a story of Saturn and Jupiter and that energy, and then the history of gladiators coming and healing Roman Empire, healing the warriors.
Oh, wow.
And then it has luxury. It has to be luxurious. We have to pamper ourselves. It has to be beautiful, luxurious.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what also very important healing part.
Yeah,
you need to have it. And no alcohol.
No
alcohol.
Alcohol is so boring.
Especially when you do that. During retreat, it is going to screw up the process.
Yeah, because it's not, the thing that I find, and it's funny, I notice it in a few people that I'm with, it's like the I tend to be melancholic without it. I tend to be but I notice sometimes when I'm with people, I find I'm like, what is it? It's the melancholy is not natural. It's being come from another place. I don't love it.
And especially when you do that type of practices, you're working on your spirit, and alcohol is spirit. Yeah. Why are you bringing another spirit into spirit that's trying to heal itself? Yeah. Really think about it. Yeah. And we had an incident with some gladiators this time. And actually, I made them make a video, and he promised, and he gave me permission to put it in public, and I'm going to put it in public. So these guys, a bunch of guys, on day 3, I think, they decided to drink some wine. It was like a $3,000 wine or something.
But they are in Tuscany.
They are in retreat. Yeah. Okay, in the boot camp.
But it's not in Tuscany.
Yes,
we're giving them a little break, a little tiny break.
And they decided to have it.
Okay.
Next morning, they had to keep up with the group because you're working on your vibration, your frequency. You're going day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, and you fly. So day 1, day 2, everybody's going like this. Now, you drank alcohol, you're here. Yeah. So everybody's going here, and you trying to catch up now. You see? And they felt that. Like if in real life, if it's not a boot camp, if you're not doing this work, you may not feel it.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
Interesting fact.
Yeah, it's wasting their time.
Wasting your energy.
Yeah, I know. It's very rare that I enjoy it anymore. I really don't. I enjoy other things. I'm really into the CBD. I like a little psilocybin. Some of these more natural things. But I think the whole goal is to not need anything at all.
Exactly.
Right? Just be comfortable with yourself.
Produce your own endorphins, produce your own cannabinoids, produce your own morphine, produce your own pharmacy. You have a whole pharmacy. Produce them.
We do. And I think the work you're doing is also helping people keep that little bit of a, not a barrier, but a little bit of a protective shield too, and how to, as you as a doctor, as a healer, how you use that in your own practice, that you can't, you just have to have a little bit of that safety net.
Absolutely.
Shield yourself. So, Dr. Rostomova, you have a longevity event coming up. I'm dying to hear. Where is it going to be?
It's going to be in New York.
Oh,
it's
cool.
It's going to be in New York.
Easy to get to.
Very easy to get to in Space 54. And we're getting together. It is going to be more educational.
Okay.
Because I feel like it is not fair to patients when they come in. We just say, oh, take this and take that without explaining in details what it is. So I decided to have an event. One of them is going to be in New York and the second one was going to be in London.
London?
Yes.
I'm going to be in London.
Yes.
The first week of June.
That's going to be last week of June in London. But
Okay.
we will be talking about and explaining how human body functions and how to keep this human body and live a long, beautiful, healthy life. Because we have warranty on 126 years.
Oh, God.
But we never make it to that. It's so hard for us. We become old and tired and sick.
Cynical.
So how to keep that light going, you need to know. So we're going to be talking about genetics. We're going to be talking about epigenetics. We're going to be talking about microbiome, hormones, of course, GLP-1s, Ozempic, and how it affects our body. We're going to be talking about weight. We're going to be talking about wellness, emotional wellness, emotional intelligence. We're going to be talking about spirituality. So it will be all in complex because you are a physical, emotional, and spiritual being.
Of course. That's amazing. So let me ask you, are you doing it in a day event or is it a weekend event?
No, it's going to be a day and it's going to be very short.
Okay.
It's like a test run to see.
Like a Reader's Digest version of everything that we need to know, but in something that's palatable that we can
Exactly.
Okay. I like that.
Women will come. It's not only for women, but being gynecologists.
Your gladiators have to come.
All the gladiators are welcome to come, but anybody will be, welcome there. Tickets will be available.
Fantastic.
On our website. And it will be tons of information.
That's a nice time, too. The first week of June in New York. Central Park is gorgeous. I'll be in England that week, but I'll send my friends. And then hopefully I can catch you later on.
Yes.
That's great.
So
I think that's good. It's really important, but I think people need it more and more and more. And I find myself even trying to record some of the information because it's like you say so many great things and it's just, oh, wait a minute, what was that called? It was like, and it's really important to just kind of hear things a few times to really start operating on that, and using it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And my goal is to explain about the cell because everything happens on the cellular level. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we just miss that part. So once you know how your cell operates, then you know how to feed it.
Okay.
And I'm going to be giving a roadmap, basically.
I like that. Will you have any other treatments there? Will you have some little?
We will try to have a longevity lounge like we always do. Mm-hmm. Some shift wave chairs and acoustic wave therapy. Acoustic wave therapy for women, which is also amazing. So we're going to have that available as well.
That's cool. I love it. All right. So November is your first retreat, or prior? You're going to possibly do something.
That one is already done.
In stone, Tuscany.
Yes.
That's Saturnia.
Yes, okay. We locked that date.
You might be doing something
November 5th.
Prior in the Bahamas and a Caribbean and Turkey or Malta.
Malta, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's going to be successful.
You should come.
I will. No, I'm coming. I think I'll do the Tuscany one. But if you're in Malta, I really wanted to go to Malta. I'd love to see it. So maybe I'll go to both. I have the time.
Free spirit.
Yeah. Well, this has been great. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing.
For always helping us move along a little lighter, lighter and brighter.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.